ADC circuit. So now we see types of ADC. Implementation. In this, we have the first category or the first implementation of ADC is a DAC-based ADC. DAC-based ADC. So we are going to have a digital to analog converter as a part of ADC. So let us try to write the functional diagram and try to understand the working of it and try to see how it can able to convert that analog voltage to its digital equivalent. So we know that since it is a DAC based ADC, so there has to be a DAC here. So once you have a DAC, we know that it should have a V reference voltage and it has to have n number of digital inputs. So this is like B1 to Bn, correct? Can somebody unmute yourself and then be with me for the class? Okay, who is today's month? Okay, this month is 06. No, 06. Who is 6? Who is 06? He or she can unmute. Am I audible? Hello. Hello. Or what is today's date? Today's date is 8. Who is 8? 19/8.
Yes, sir.
Okay, be with me. So we will going to have a DAC circuit. The corresponding inputs for the DAC are, one is the V reference voltage, other one is the binary inputs. The binary inputs for this DAC are coming from the counter. So we going to have a counter, n-bit counter. So we know that for counters we need to have, what are the things that are required for a counter? Hello. What are the things that is required? Very importantly, what do you require for a counter?
Clock.
Okay, clock is very important, so I need to have a clock. So there is a clock which is very important for counter. Let us say it is counter plus controller. So there is of course there is some logic. Counter plus some logic circuit is there. So this is clock, and I'm going to have, because we know that what are the inputs for an ADC circuit, ADC converter. If it is B1 to Bn is your digital output. So what are the inputs? One is Vin, and then you need to have a start, and you need to have a
clock,
and there is a EOC.
UT.
Correct? These are the things that are
Yes,
required
sir.
for an ADC. Since we are looking for an ADC here, this is a ADC block diagram. So I need to have all this. So this requires, you can see this, I say it as start. Correct? So there is a start, it is there, and it will also have an end of conversion indication. See, now you have the start signal, you have a clock, and you have a EOC, and there is an input required. So there is an input, this is Vin, and what is the output of a DAC circuit? Typically digital to analog converter. What is the typical output for a DAC circuit? Suppose if I write a DAC circuit, what does this DAC circuit consist of? Does it have B1 to Bn inputs? Will it have V0 and will it have some reference voltage? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
I have the reference voltage, I have the binary inputs, so there is a V0 here. Correct?
Yes, sir.
and there is an input for this ADC. So now what we'll do, we will compare the output of this DAC with the input signal, and this will be going like a control signal for this counter. Okay, let me treat this as minus and this is plus. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is the setup what we have. Of course, this can be minus plus or minus. It is interchangeable. That is depending on whether it is active low or active high. So let us try to understand the functioning of this. Okay, DAC based ADC. Where is the because this is a ADC circuit, na? This is a ADC circuit which has a DAC in it. So do we have this Vin being stated here?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a start signal here?
Yes, sir.
Do we have a clock? Of course, I have a clock
Yes.
also. This is one of my inputs. This is clock. It is also there. Do I have a EOC?
Yes, sir.
And of course, for this, I need to have a reference voltage. Which is there here, which is common for both. Of course, V reference for DAC is nothing but reference for this ADC circuit.
Yes,
How about these outputs? These outputs are nothing but coming from here. Okay, this is B into B1. Can you see these are the outputs coming from the output of a counter, which is going to the input of the DAC, which happens to be the output of your ADC. So for a ADC, you have an input voltage, start, EOC, clock, and the binary output, and of course you have a reference voltage. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Now assume that you have an input voltage like this. I want to know what is the digital equivalent at time t is equal to t1. I want to know what is the digital equivalent of this input voltage V at t is equal to t1. What I do, I will sample this. I will sample means I want to have this voltage V1 coming over here. This V1 is compared with this V0. Initially, we will just reset the counter. When you reset the counter, what is the output from this counter upon resetting? First one, reset the counter. Reset. When you reset the counter, what is the counter output? What is the counter output? Hello. What do you mean by reset the counter? Hello.
0, 0, 0.
All the outputs are 0 from the counter. If outputs are 0 from the counter, what will be the output of the DAC for those 0 inputs? What will be the output of this DAC?
0.
0. So this is 0. So it is compared with this V1 voltage. Is this V1 more than 0?
Yes, sir.
It is more than 0, then the output voltage is, of course, it is high. Correct? When
Yes,
the
sir.
output is high, this will allow counter to count. Initially, counter value is 0, 0, 0, and this is a control input which will make the counter to count or counter to stop depending on the value on this line. If the line is high, it will allow it to count, because the counter, it is keep on changing from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 0, 0, 0, 1, then 0, 1, then 1, 1, 0, 0. It happens like this, no? Will it happen like this? Counter?
Yes, sir.
Initially it was 0, 0, 0. It compared, since the value is high, it will go to next bit. Then
Yes,
will
sir.
you get an equivalent of that 0, 0, 1 here?
Yes, sir.
So as long as V0, is lesser than V1, suppose if I say this is my Vx, is Vx is equal to high?
Yes, sir.
So then is the counter is keep counting?
Yes, sir.
Is it keep counting? If it is keep
Yes, sir.
counting, so is it actually incrementing the value? by one
Yes, sir.
by 1 LSB.
Yes, sir.
Assume that a stage has reached where V0 is slightly greater than V1. V1 is slightly greater than V1. What do you mean by V0 greater than V1? You have a binary input voltage such that this V0 is slightly greater than V1. So during that time, what can happen?
Vx will be low.
Vx will become low. That will stop the counter. When the counter stops, it is like giving a end of conversion signal. When the end of conversion signal comes, this output can be read. So what will be the output of this now? What is this output now? Is it not the counter value just before this is going low?
Yes, sir.
So as long as this Vx is equal to high, the counter will keep counting up by 1 bit. So once this becomes low, it means that the binary input has reached an equivalent value close to the input voltage. Correct? So
Yes, sir.
once the Vx value becomes low, this counter will stop. This is not simply a counter. There is a counter plus associated logic. Whenever this becomes high, this is like stop. So what will happen? It will going to stop the count. Whenever it stops, it will not reset immediately. You can read the output from this. So once you read the output, this output voltage will be equivalent. Is the digital equivalent of this analog voltage. If you want to restart again, what you will do? You will again, whenever you give the start signal, it will reset the counter and it will start again afresh. Assume that you want to measure, you want to know what is the digital equivalent of this voltage V2. You give a start of conversion, it will go to reset and it will go to redo the entire process from 0 to that value of the binary output voltage equivalent to the input V2, that is at this point, till this becomes low. Assume that it has got n. Assume that it has got a frequency of clock has got a frequency of 1 kilohertz, and n is equal to 10 bits. Now can you see here? Suppose with a frequency of 1 kilohertz and n is equal to 10 bit. So what is the time taken for getting all the bits as 111? How much is the time that is taken to get all the bits as 111? Okay, let us not take it as this much. So let us take clock is equal to 1 kilohertz. If n is equal to 2 bits, so how much time you require to get this 11? Because it is first 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. How much time is required? Hey, come on. How much? When you get this 1 1? How much time you require? Do you require 2 power n minus 1 clock cycle?
Yes, sir.
What is 2 power n minus 1? Sorry, 2 power n minus 1. It's not 2 power n minus 1, it is 2 power n minus 1. What is 2 power n here? 2 power 2 minus 1. Is it 3 clock cycles? Does it mean 3 millisecond is required to get this? Can you see? From here to here 1 millisecond. From here to it is 1 millisecond. Here to it is 1, 1, 1, totally 3 milliseconds.
3 minutes.
Because earlier 0 was existing. In order to get 0, you don't require any time. From 0, how much time is required to get 0, 1?
1 millisecond.
1 millisecond, 1 clock cycle. Second clock cycle, third cycle. Third clock cycle. At the third clock cycle, will you get Do you require 3 milliseconds?
Yes, sir.
Now, likewise, if it is 10 bits, what is the time required to get this, all the bits as 111? Is it actually 2 power 10 minus 1 into 1 millisecond?
Yes, sir.
How much is that?
It's 10.23.
10.23 millisecond.
Yes, sir.
Is it like, will it take 1.023 seconds to get this as 111? All bits as 111?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
why I'm just asking you to calculate all these values is, assume that you have voltage V1, okay, this is V2, assume that this is V3, Can you see here, depending on the input amplitude, does the time taken to get EOC signal changes?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, we will give input in different way, right, sir?
Different value. Okay, why the input amplitude should decide the time of end of conversion? Okay, you know that. Okay, let me just write the timing diagram. This is my start of conversion. Assume that this is SOC, let me say it as. I have given a start of conversion. So what will happen? It will start converting. And after some time you get a EOC signal. Okay, what is this EOC signal means? So it takes this much time to convert. Shall I say T conversion?
Yes, sir.
It is a time taken by ADC to convert the analog to digital. You can see from this time it is taking till this time to get the digital equivalent of the analog signal. Now, is this time of conversion depends on the amplitude of your input voltage?
Yes, sir.
In this case, why?
Sir, amplitude is varying.
If the amplitude varies, why the time should change? Anybody? No, I am telling you that time of conversion is it depending on the input amplitude. If it is depending, is it good or bad? Okay, let us take up an example. So let us take n is equal to 8 bits. Correct? So then let us take a clock frequency of 1 kilohertz. And let us take a V reference of 5 volts. Done. And let us consider a input voltage of okay, maybe 300 millivolt. Let us take an input voltage of 2.2 volts. Let us take input voltage of 4.8 volts. Correct? I have an input voltage of 300 millivolt, 2.2 volt and 4.8 volts. Shall we estimate what is the T conversion? So now, what is 1 LSB now for DAC? What is 1 LSB? Is it actually equal to VFSR by 2 power n? Is it equal to 5 by 2 power 8?
Yes, sir.
Am I correct? How much is that? How much is this?
0.0195.
0.01, okay, 0.0195, that is 19.5 millivolts. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is 1 LSB. How much is your input voltage?
300 millivolt.
300 millivolt. This 300 millivolt is how many LSBs? Is it actually 19.5 millivolt? Of course, 300 by 19.5, these many LSBs. How much is this? How much is this?
15.38 millivolt.
15.38. Correct? 15 point, it's not volt, it is 15.38 is the ratio. Correct? So why I am asking you to find out this is, okay, when we actually give 300 millivolt here, when we give 300 millivolt, initially it is 0. Correct?
Yes, sir.
After first clock pulse, what is the amplitude? Is it 19.9? It is 19.5 millivolt?
Yes, sir.
Because this is only LSB is 1. Correct? Next one?
Yes. 15.3
into 2. Hey, after 19.5, because the counter is initially 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 0, 0. Corresponding to that, what is this V0 voltage? This counter is 0, 0, 0. Then what is the output voltage? Is it 0 for that? So output voltage, if I say V0, it is 0. Now, is this output Vx is equal to high?
Yes, sir.
So then will it increment by 1 bit?
Yes, sir.
What is this V0? Is it 19.5 millivolt?
Yes, sir.
Is it still high?
Yes, sir.
Will it go to next? Will it become 19.5 into 2?
Yes, sir.
Is it still high?
Yes, sir.
So like this, till what amplitude it goes? Okay, assume that when it is 15, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, what is output voltage? What is 19.5 to 15?
292.5.
292.5. At that point, what is this value?
Low, sir.
Hey, this is 300, I say.
It's high,
It is
sir.
still high. It is still high. Correct? So when
Yes.
it is still high, will it actually become like this? 16?
Yes, sir.
When this becomes 16, what is this value? What is 16 to 19.5?
312, sir.
It is 312 millivolt. So does this become low now?
Yes, sir.
When this becomes low, my EOC signal comes.
Yes, sir.
Why it is coming now? Because we found that it is 15.38. You cannot get a fraction of your count. So when it is 15, it was high. That's why it went to the next possible value, that is 16. Correct. Correct? Is it 16?
Yes, sir.
So the exact value is 15.38, but you are getting a value of 16. 16. There is a plus or minus half LSB error is there. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now what is the LSB error? Now it is slightly more than half LSB. Slightly more than half LSB error is there. It's not slightly more than half LSB. How much LSB error is there? So how much is this now? How much is 16 LSB? How much is 16 LSB? It is 312. 312 millivolt, but it is 300 millivolt. Can you see, instead of 15.38 LSBs, you are representing it as 16 LSB. So there is a slight error of half LSB, plus half LSB error. So this is the number of LSBs. So how many clock cycles does it require now? What is the clock period now? Suppose the clock frequency is 1 kilohertz. How much time does it require to give this? So does it require 16 milliseconds?
Yes, sir.
Because it requires 16 clock pulses. Correct? For 2.2, can you estimate what is the time required for conversion? if the input voltage is 2.2, as we had it as 300, now let us take it as 2.2 volt. Can we estimate what is the time taken for this ADC to get the output voltage? If the clock frequency is 1 kilohertz, if the clock frequency is, okay, let me say f is equal to 1 kilohertz, how much is the time taken? Again, what happens when you give the start conversion? You start from zero. You start from zero. You start comparing zero with this output. Sorry, this output voltage with this 2.2. As long as 2.2 is more than this, will be keep getting high. So once this becomes exceeds 2.2 volt, it stops. Now the question is, when it will exceed 2.2? After what time? How do we find that? Is it like, okay, 2200 millivolts by 19.5 millivolt? How much is this?
112.82.
112.82. Can you see, after 130 milliseconds, my EOC signal come?
Yes, sir.
Because it 112.82 it is on, so but it has to go off now. So this if this signal has to become low, it has to go to the next possible value, that is 130. So since we have taken a frequency of 1 kilohertz, for every cycle it takes 1 millisecond, so this into 1 millisecond. So exactly 130 milliseconds. Come here.
246.15.
Okay, now it is 4800 by 19.5. How much is this?
246.15.
246.15. Is it actually 247 cycles?
Yes, sir.
Millisecond. See now, as the input changes, is this conversion time is also changing?
Yes, sir.
So which is not a good sign of the ADC. Good sign of the ADC. So we are not supposed to have the conversion time depending on the amplitude. Suppose if the number of bits are more and if the clock frequency is less, you may have to wait for seconds together to get the conversion. So that's why this DAC based ADCs are not preferred, because they have to, of course, their conversion time depends on the amplitude of the input voltage. There can be, assume that you have something like this. You have this type of variation. In such case, assume that what you have now. So assume that here it is 3.2, then it is now 2.8, then it is 3.3, then it is 2.4. Suppose the variation is like this. So instead of starting from 0, 0, 0, maybe initially it can start from 0, 0, 0, from 3.2 to 2.8. So you have a count. Okay, what will be the count for this 3.2 volts? Can somebody give what is the count for this 3.2 volt for the same specification? Can somebody give me 3.2 volts? What will be the count, binary count value? How do you get that? 3.2 divided by 3200 divided by 19.5 will be how much?
164.10.
164.10 or 165. What is 165 equivalent? What is 165 equivalent? Binary equivalent.
10
10
100
10 100
101.
101. Is it fine? This is
Yes, sir.
okay. If it is 8-bit, 2468 of this one. Correct? Now
Yes,
this
sir.
is for 3.2. Assume that your next voltage is 2.8, because we know that for 3.2, how much time does it take? Will it take 165 milliseconds? Starting from
Yes, sir.
scratch. Now, to get the digital equivalent of 2.8, okay, what will be 2.8? Okay, can somebody give me what is for 2.8? What will be the count?
143.58.
It is 143.58. Let us take it as 144. Correct? Now,
Yes, sir.
since I know that my voltage after 3.2 is 2.8 because it is there around that value. So once you get the value of get the binary equivalent of this 3.2 volts, in order to get the digital equivalent of this 2.8, instead of starting from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, what we can do here is, instead of resetting it, if it is high, make a up count. If it is low, do a down count. Can we just do this? Up bar, D bar, U bar, D bar. If it is high, you do the up count. If it is low, do the down count. Now assume that you are there at 3.2, you got this value. Of course, you got this output. Now, when you sample it, it's now 2.8. Don't reset it. What is the value that you have? Do you have this as the value that is there in your counter?
Yes, sir.
So now your input is 2.8. So 2.8, and will this be actually giving 3.2 volts? This is
Yes,
2.8. Will it be giving 3.2 because you have the binary equivalent of 3.2? Will it be giving 3.2?
Yes,
Is the voltage low here now?
Yes, sir.
When the voltage is low, now this is a different logic. Instead of starting from 0, to save the conversion time, what they do is, if the input voltage is varying around the same value, instead of resetting the counter for every equivalent, what they do is they will change the logic from reset to up count bar down count. So when it is low, it will down count. So it will down count from here, down count from here. So from here, how much time does it require here now? So what is 165 minus 144? Will it come within 121? Sorry, just 21 milliseconds.
Yes, sir.
See now, if it was starting from scratch from 0 to this 144, it would have taken 144 milliseconds. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Instead
Yes,
of going from 0 to 144, you come down from 165 to 144.
Yes.
Do you require hardly 21 cycles rather than 144 cycles?
Yes, sir.
This is one of the possibility of improving the conversion time of DAC-based ADCs. One possibility is you can simply just reset the counter once it becomes slow. Of course, you stop it and then read it and then reset it. So that is one possibility, but that is going to have lot of conversion time. Conversion time is purely depending on your input amplitude. So in order to overcome that, what they have suggested is, if at all the input voltage is varying around same value, instead of resetting the counter to 0 upon EOC signal, you change this. Just look for whether it is high or low. If it is high, you do the up count. If it is low, just do the down count. You can just assume that after 2.8, it is 3.3. So then this becomes, okay, what is the equivalent you have? You have 2.8. Now the input has become 3.3. So what will be this value? This is 2.8, this is 3.3. Will it be high?
High, sir.
If it is high, then it starts up counting because you are looking for a digital equivalent of this 3.3. So for 3.3, whatever is the equivalent, it will go those many steps, not from the scratch, but from 144. Correct? So
Yes, sir.
that way, these ADCs which are based on DAC can have a better conversion. If you are modifying this logic from simply up count and resetting it, so you can just make it up count per down count, So inside, of course, there is a lot of change in the logic should happen. When you give the start signal, it should not reset. It has to start from where it has left out, and this signal should not only allow it, but it should up count or down count. So there is a lot of change in the logic also required if you want to adopt this type of logic to save the conversion time. But anyhow, these step, because here also it just requires sufficient time. Suppose if it is 2.8, instead of 2.8, suppose you have 1.2, then you have to come down from that 3.2 to 1.2. That is still an issue. Assume that you have an input amplitude something like this. So this is 3.2, then it is 0.8. In such case, instead of coming down from 3.2 to 0.8, it is better to go from 0 to 0.8. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that's purely depending on the type of input you have. If the input is hanging around at the same point, then you can go for this, okay, up count or down count logic. Otherwise, you can just go from the scratch. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
So let me know from you people, do you have any clarification required in this tag-based DDCs? Just let me know from your chat box messages. Is it fine or not? What needs to be understood? Do we need to have one more example of something like this? After this, we just move on to one more type of logic where we can have a better conversion. Just quickly okay, most of you are okay with this. So this is important. You should be knowing, okay, for each conversion, for the given input voltage, what is the conversion time. For finding out the conversion time, of course, what we need is, you need to identify what is the number of bits, you need to know what is the reference voltage, identify what is one LSB, you try to identify how many LSBs the input voltage is. How many LSBs the input voltage is. You just take the ratio of that, those many LSBs multiplied by the, of course, go to the next possible integer value. So don't hang on to 15.38, go to the next integer. So it is 16 cycles. Depending on the frequency, just multiply by that time period. Since we taken it as 1 kilohertz, just for easy, I just took it as 1 kilohertz, so that it will become 1 millisecond, so that it is hardly 60 milliseconds. Okay, then we just move on to next type of ADC, which is very popularly used. It is called as successive approximation ADC. This is successive approximation ADC. So it is called as SA ADC. It is exactly the same logic. It is the same logic. You just rewrite the same block diagram, rewrite the same diagram. Because I just rewrite the same block diagram. I will not rewrite it just for sake of time. See now, what happens in this case of successive? Maybe I'll just give some. Let me just write it so that you'll also get time to write that. So I have a DAC circuit, same as it is before. I will write it as SA logic. SA logic. So here also I have a comparator. I have the input for this comparator, one coming from the DAC, other coming from the input voltage. It can be plus minus or minus plus. I have these as my. This is like a counter only. This is a counter, but this counter doesn't count in a usual pattern. It will count in a different way. So that's why it is called a successive logic counter. Of course, I have a V reference here. What class you have next? Of course, I have a start. I have an EOC. I have a clock. This is input. This is actually output. This is clock. Okay, this is my output, which is coming here. If you say this is V1, then this is V1, this is V1. Correct?
Yes, sir.
The only difference between that circuit and this circuit is this is not a usual counter, this is a successive approximation logic counter. Assume that, of course, how did we had? We had something like this. If the input voltage is 300, you take this much, and if it is 2.2, it was taking this much time. So let us now consider, again, let us have it as this as V0, this as Vx, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me take V in is equal to around 2.1 volt. Fine. This is 2.1. So input voltage is 2.1 volt. Input voltage 2.1 volt. You give a start conversion. You give a start conversion signal. When I gave what do you mean by start conversion? You give a pulse to start the conversion. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now what will happen is this counter, this SA logic counter, assume that this is again of 8 bit. This is again of let us okay, may not 8 bit may be too much. Let me just take it as only 4 bit. This is 4 bit for the example. If V reference is equal to 5 volt and N is equal to 4 bit, what is 1 LSB? Is it 5 by 2 by 4? Is it 5 by 16? What is 5 by 16?
0.3125.
0.
3125.
Is it 312.5 millivolt?
Yes, sir.
Correct. What is the LSB value? LSB matlab, we know that this is LSB, next this and this. So what will be the MSB value? Is it actually 2.5 volts? What do you mean by this? Is this MSB? Is it 8? What is 8 times of 312.5? Is it actually 2.5 volts?
Yes, sir.
So if it is 1000, is it 2.5? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
0100? Is it actually 1.25? If it is 0010, is it actually 0.625? Correct?
Yes, sir.
These are the voltages. Keep this in mind. So when we actually give a startup signal, this will come. What is the output from this SA logic is the MSB will be 1, you will get this voltage. Correct? So
Yes,
you have 2.5 now. How much you had? 2.1.
1.
Is this 2.5 more than 2.1?
Yes, sir.
So what will happen? This will give a low value. Okay, assume that okay, in this case this will give a high value. The indication of high here is you cannot retain this, you have to go to this value. So what was the value? You had it as 1000, correct?
Yes, sir.
Does this give me V0 greater than V in? Does this actually give me V0 greater than V in?
Yes, sir.
This is 2.1, this is 2.5. So if it is more than that, you discard this and make the next MSB as 1. What does this logic will do is, if it is high, why this is high? This was actually due to this height, 100, something like this was there, correct?
Yes, sir.
For this I got 2.5. What does this will immediately do is, it will discard this from 1 to 0. This will retain, this will make this as 1 and this will make it as so and so.
0, 0.
When you make this, is it actually 1.25?
Yes, sir.
So is it low then?
Yes, sir.
When it is low, what it will do in the next clock cycle, it will retain that value and it will make the next MSB also as 1. Getting the point now? If it is low, okay, why it is low? Because it is 1.25. 1.25 is compared with 2.1 volt. Is it actually low then?
Yes, sir.
When it is low, you retain the change. So I have retained the change. Along with retaining the change, I'll make the next MSB also as 1. When I say next MSB, of course it is going down the order. So now, what is the voltage? What is sum of these two? Is it 1.875?
1.875.
Is that 1.875 will give you low?
Yes, sir. Low.
So you retain that, you make the next available MSB also as 1. Of course, in this case, it will become LSB. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So what is the voltage now? What is this plus 0.3125?
2.18.
Is it 2.18? Is this more or less than this?
Sir, more.
Since it is more, what you do, you make that change from 1 to 0. 0, 1, 1, 0 is your final value. Why you are discarding this from 1 to 0?
Sir, V0 is greater than Vin.
Whenever you get a high logic here, you discard it, go to the next bit. Here you can see this was greater than 2.1, it was actually 2.5, it was 2.5, that's why you discarded. Then it is 1.25, you retain. Then it is 1.875, you retain. Then it is 2.18, you are discarding this, and finally you have this as the value. Correct?
Yes.
This is called as successive approximation. Are you actually approximating the, are you taking a chance in seeing whether the V0 is more or less than Vin?
Yes, sir.
I'm exactly just taking a chance. First, how the chance has started, you are starting from MSB. MSB first high, then you just look for the next possible bit. Suppose, okay, let us take some other input voltage. Let me take it as around 3.48 volt. Again, let us take N is equal to 4, V reference is equal to 5 volt. Can you start? So
Yes, sir.
is the first value 1000? Will it give 2.5?
Yes, sir.
Shall I retain that? Shall I retain this?
Sir, retain and next MSB as 1 also.
Shall I make it? Of course, when I retain this, next possibility is this MSB is 1. So what is the value? Let's say, okay, what is 2.5 plus 1.25? Is it actually 3.75?
0.75.
So what I should do now? This is more than this. So shall
Yes,
I make this 1010? Then what is this? Is it 2.5 plus 0.625? Is it 521? Correct? 3.125? Correct?
Yes, sir.
What can I do next? Shall I do 1? Shall I retain this value?
Yes, sir. Retain.
This is fine now?
1, 1.
Then what is the value? It is 0.3125. Is it less than 4.8? Sorry, 3.8 or more than 3.8? Sorry, more than 3.48.
3.43.
3.43. So this is the approximate value of digital equivalent of this value?
Yes, sir.
Of course, how to verify whether this is correct or not? So can I just do 3.48 divided by 2 power what is that? Sorry, 5 by 2 power 4. That is 3.1. Oh, sorry, 0.3125. 3.48 divided by 0.3125. How much is this?
11.136.
Is this not 11?
Yes, sir.
This is 11. No? This is binary equivalent of 11 is okay. This is 11. Can you see 11.13? Can you see it is 3.43 volt, which is 3.48 being represented as 3.43. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Let me show in the textbook okay how it happens. Okay. See here whether the input voltage is 2.1 volt, whether the input voltage is 3.8 volt. Let us take input voltage of 620 millivolt. If the input voltage is 620 millivolt, what is the output? How do we get it? Can somebody say again? N is equal to 4, V reference is equal to 5. Is it first? It's always start from first MSB. Is it 2.5?
Yes, sir.
Will you retain this or will you change? Will I retain this or change? Okay, this is 620, this is 2.5.
We have changed, sir.
I have to change. I have to change and go to next.
Even that will change.
This is 1.25. So this is 00. Then this is 0.625. Does this also change?
Yes, sir.
So this is 3125 millivolt. So this is your final output voltage. See now, irrespective of the amplitude of the input voltage, 3.8, 620 millivolt, 2.1 volt, is it taking 4 clock cycles only?
Yes, sir.
This is the beauty of successive approximation type of ADC. So you start from MSB, look for whether to go for the next possible value or should I have to retain or make it 0. If you are retaining it, make the next bit also 1. If you are discarding that, you discard it and make the other bit 0, other bit 1. So that's what is the speciality of this XA logic. XA logic is not simply a counter. It will start from 1 as your MSB, make all of the bits as 0, 0, 0. Next one depends on whether I have to retain this value. If at all if you are retaining, the next MSB is also made 1. Then you just look for it. Look for it. If it is high, of course that depends on which logic you are taken. In this case, if it is high, you are discarding and making the next MSB as 1. When I say next MSB, the coming down at the down order. So this is how it goes. So this is how the textbook goes. Here, this is your MSB value. Then if it is high, it goes to plus 1 more LSB. If it is down, it will come. It just goes like this. You can see it takes 4 clock cycles. It takes 4 clock cycles. So we can also just try out one such situation where you can have. I don't know. I don't have the graph sheet here. Okay, fine. Is this clear? Okay, can somebody give me for 16 is fine. If it is more than that, then the number of bits will be okay. Can somebody give me for okay 8-bit n is equal to 8-bit. If V in is equal to can somebody give me the value? Two of you can give me different values. Let us try to find out what will be the binary equivalent. 8, can you give me one value? .32 volt and next value is 4.81 volt. Correct? For n is equal to 8-bit, what will be the LSB? What is 1 LSB? How much is 1 LSB? If you
19.5.
It is 2 power 8. It is 19.5.
19.5 milli.
Exactly 5 or can you give me one more decimal?
5.3.
5. Because let us this 0.03 will make some difference. This is millivolt. Now, if it is 1.32, so do we end up with something like this as our first representation? correct? Is it 2.5 volts?
Yes, sir.
So shall I retain or not? This is input. Shall I retain or shall I go to next?
Next, sir.
Shall I retain?
No, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
What is this? 1.25. Correct?
Yes, sir.
How much is this? Is it 1.875?
875.
So shall I do this? Because this is more, no? So then I should discard.
Yes.
Then what is this? How much is this plus this? This is actually 60. This is 64. This is 16. Correct. 64 plus 16 into 5 by 2 by 8. That is the value. This is 1 LSB. How much is this?
1.56.
1.56. So then should I discard?
Yes, sir.
So then is it 16 plus 8 into 5 by 2 power 8? I think I can retain. Can you retain?
Yes, sir. 0.46.
No, what is this? How much? Sorry, sir, not 16, 64. Sorry, this is 64. Because 64 is there, not here. 64 plus 8. 72 into 5 by 2 power 8.
1.40.
Oh, 1.40 means then I cannot retain this. I have to make this. Correct?
Change, sir.
64
Yes,
plus
sir.
4. 68 into 5 by 2 power 8. I am just taking this here so that we should not miss out that even small decimals.
1.32.
1.32, this is perfect. Exactly 1.32?
1.328.
328 means you cannot retain that. This and then this would be the final answer. How much is 1.32 divided by 5 divided by 2 power 8? This is 1 LSB. So I'll just give it in 2 minutes.
67.5.
67.5. Is it actually 67? You don't have 67 there because this is 64 plus 3, 67.
67.
Correct? This is how you get it.
Yes.
This is called as successive approximation type of ADC. Irrespective of the amplitude of your input voltage, it takes n number of clock cycles, where n is number of bits of your output. Okay then, thank you so much.